Welcome to an all-new Lay It Omni. Allow me to lay it on you. Well guys, today's topic is going to be a doozy and not one that I want to talk about. However, there's a good chance this issue is going to blow up since it's starting to trend on Twitter, so I figured I might as well get ahead of it and let you guys know about the incoming storm that's about to arrive. If you weren't aware, an ex-member of the famous internet group OfflineTV, Fedmyster, just had a 25-page document leaked onto the internet titled My Truth. The document goes in detail describing the details of Fed's relationship with Pokimane, along with defending himself in regards to him essentially being kicked out of the OfflineTV house due to sexual harassment. Now, I already know that a lot of you probably have no idea what I'm talking about, okay? It's like arriving 2 hours late to a 3-hour movie and trying to figure out what's going on. It's impossible. So in the most TLDR of too long didn't read fashion, I'm gonna summarize the context so you guys can kind of get an understanding of what's going on. First, you need to know about OfflineTV. Now, OfflineTV is a group of content creators and influencers that all live in the same house. Notable members include Pokimane, Disguised Toast, Scara, Lily Pichu, Michael Reeves, Saikuna, and Yvonne. However, a member by the name of Fedmyster, we're just going to call him Fed going forward, was originally at the house but was later kicked out, as I said, due to sexual misconduct allegations presented by 2 of the girls' members in the group. The girls claimed that he would enter their rooms uninvited and make inappropriate advances, and at times would even inappropriately touch them. That's basically how he got kicked out. Many of the members, including Pokimane and people outside of the group, came out and discussed their horrible experiences with Fed. Notably, a part of the commentary included the idea that Fed wanted to have Yvonne kicked out of the house.
And he would say, oh, she won't work on no TV stuff with me or brainstorm and blah, blah, blah. And this discussion got to the point of us almost letting Yvonne go from the company. As of June 27 of this year, Fed made a public apology on Twitter acknowledging what his peers said about him before taking his leave from the internet. And actually that's it, you're all caught up. For some reason I thought explaining the backstory would take forever, but that was pretty quick. Just know that there is a lot more context and information to this story, okay, as a whole in terms of details, but again, that's the TLDR. Now, as of today, as I said before, a 25-page Word document was leaked. The interwebs is saying it was done accidentally by a girl named Pichu, not quite sure how or why, but yeah. However, the document hit full-blown internet waves once popular Twitch streamer Destiny decided to read the entire receipts on his stream. Obviously, curiosity got the best of me and I decided to see what truth Fed wanted to reveal. Lo and behold, the document is incredibly personal and shows very, very private text exchanges between Fed and Pokimane, which is why I don't feel too good about this document because it feels like an insane violation of privacy. At the same time, now that it's out in the open, it's essentially become public knowledge. Because of this, I'm not going to show the actual text exchanges between the two, but I will address the content of the document as a whole so you can understand what everyone else will inevitably begin discussing. I also asked Pokimane in private if she was okay with me discussing this information, and she said she trusted my judgment, so yeah, let's begin. Fed basically opens up by saying it's been 2 months, which insinuates that this document was written sometime in August or September. He states that he's been receiving help, and the purpose of this document is not to contradict Yvonne or Lily's stories, who were the 2 victims of the prior OfflineTV incident. Rather, is to, quote, address the individuals that I believe are twisting the truth for their own benefit, and, quote, for his own health, he can no longer stay silent. He goes on to basically talk about his friendship with Pokimane, evolved into something more intimate, and then drops a bunch of personal one-on-one texts between the 2 of them flirting. Note that all of this happened around early 2018, so roughly 2 years ago, but the long and short of it is that it didn't work out. They worked under the same roof, could be bad and awkward if things went south, and it was a bit unrequited. Fed looking for something a bit more serious, whereas Poki wanted to keep things casual.
Alright, so this is Poki's room.
Okay.
So her and I kind of like a thing, so
oh,
yeah, don't try and
too late.
cooking, right? You know?
You just made me do it now. Now it's gonna happen.
Can we cut really quick?
No.
Fed implies, however, that Pokimane was being manipulative and strung him along between the brink of a casual friendship to a bit more of an intimate relationship. Eventually, he continues talking more and more about his awkward relationship with Pokimane, and eventually talks about how hard it is to be in his position while Pokimane roamed free in her own personal dating life, given that they lived in the same house. Anyway, literally like 13 pages later, the whole point of going into grave detail about the details of their relationship was to drive this point. Quote, watching her stream about me now breaks my heart because I had to sit there and watch her lie about the true nature of our relationship to thousands of people when it's obvious to me now she never acknowledged my feelings and cared more about eliciting sympathy from the public while attributing her noble cause as a defense against the backlash Yvonne and Lily were getting. So yeah, Fed continues in the document saying that he never wanted Yvonne fired and that it was actually Poki who had a problem with her. He provides all the documents and details to support this. He states that he never intentionally meant to hurt anyone and that he believes Pokimane has been deceptive and manipulative throughout the entire process. And I'll end the TLDR by just reading off this last page. Overall, it's clear Poki and I had a very volatile relationship, and I'm certainly guilty of being being inconsiderate, oversharing, and breaking her trust. But I hope that this new information sheds a light on my side of things and given a lot of much needed context that wasn't initially provided. Never at any point was I trying to be manipulative or keep Poki from making friends. I never wanted Yvonne fired. It horrifies me for how much and for how long misinformation about me and my character have been out there. Like I said, there are some issues I'm working on and I feel I've already been made a lot of progress. I only hope that one day I can be the man I could have never been before all of this. I really wish I didn't have to show texts and DMs, as this is something I am profoundly against, but this was an important person in my life for years, and for her to manipulate the narrative the way she did to the public leaves me no choice because I am not the person she described. TLDR, I want to defend myself where possible, just giving context to things where I felt necessary for my peace. I'm sober and I'm in therapy. I have learned a lot about myself and my issues. I'm working very hard to address what causes these issues. My relationship with Poki was a lot more complicated than, quote, we were just close. I didn't try to manipulate our friends to get them to hate Poki. Poki's relationship with just friends was professional, and she used me as a scapegoat for not forming friendships with them. She isolated herself from them. I told some people we had a thing and I felt like I was being honest. However, it was wrong because I broke her trust and privacy. I never tried to get Yvonne fired because of the incident between us, but Poki later does for other reasons. I also want to add I've made similar statements for others, not Yvonne or Lily, and these statements include apologies but also dispute some claims they made in their streams while offering explanations from my point of view. Currently, I have not decided whether or not to post them. And guys, that's the leaked document in a nutshell. As of now, the only response we've received for Pokimane is this tweet: "I'll talk to you guys on stream tomorrow, thumbs up," which 100% means that she's going to address all of these allegations later today. Anyway, here's my thoughts. The situation is, I feel bad for everyone involved. This level of invasion of privacy just feels really messed up. Like, I feel like I'm suffering from secondhand embarrassment. I don't even want to talk about the contents that are in this document because obviously it was never meant to be public. And there's probably a specific reason why Fed didn't release this, and I still don't quite understand how someone can, accidentally leak this. What will more than likely happen is that the internet will jump back on the Pokimane hate train, because a lot of what was said and shown here paints her in a really bad limelight. This essentially reads as an exposed essay of like a very, upset ex, and it even looks like Fed had similar essays drafted up for the rest of the OfflineTV crew as well. Now obviously this doesn't absolve Fed from his behavior within the house and how he treated Yvonne and Lily. What it does do is suggest that the narratives that were told by the OfflineTV house were spun to make him seem even worse than he already was. My take is that we have to wait. Clearly there's two sides of every story, and this long narrative was specifically meant to target and expose Pokimane. Given the same amount of time, Poki, if she chose, could release receipts that incriminate or contradict Fed and so on and so forth. But I highly doubt she's ever going to do something like that. But in these kind of situations, I'm a huge fan of just waiting for the full story on these situations. The problem, guys, is that this wasn't even supposed to be a story, okay? It's an insane breach of privacy. It's one of those things that once it appears on the internet, it has to be addressed. Unfortunately, the contents of this draft can't be like swept under the rug or ignored, because I can assure you guys the Pokimane hate videos are on their way and they're incoming. So to get ahead of it, I feel like people should remain neutral and wait to see how this plays out. We may receive a statement from Pokimane or even Fed himself, and if Fed didn't leak this document, it's very clear that he didn't want this information to become public knowledge. There's probably a lot of hurt and pain all intertwined for everyone at OfflineTV because of this situation, and it really sucks that everyone has to experience it again due to this accidental leak. I think some people may feel that I'm contradicting myself by showing portions of this document or talking about it in itself. But as I keep saying, there's an inevitable storm coming, and it's impossible to ignore the elephant in the room. Especially when a Twitch streamer as big as Destiny has already decided to read the entire document on their stream, and several big YouTubers have already confirmed that they're working on a video. Anyway, that's all I have for this episode of Lay It Omni. You've just been laid. More of the story: leaks really suck, and I feel very sorry for everyone involved. Let me know what you guys think of the entire situation in the comments below. Again, I'd say, guys, to just wait to hear more from the rest of the parties, okay? I think a lot of this rides on how Fed actually responds. If he responds in a way where he wishes everyone to respectfully drop the whole ordeal, I think that's what needs to happen. Otherwise, it'd just be people getting mad about a situation that they don't fully understand, that's already been resolved peacefully within, internal parties. However, if Fed responds in a more negative way, well, this is about to be one hell of a ride. I imagine the guys at OfflineTV are tired of all the scandals and the energy from these things leaking onto their crew. They seem like a cool group who just like to play video games and vibe. I'm personally a huge Disguised Toast simp. I watch all of his freaking Among Us videos. I've been watching them ever since Teamfight Tactics, actually. But yeah. I hope this entire situation gets dropped sooner rather than later. Only time will tell. Anyway, I'll see you guys later. Do me a solid. As always, if you made it to the end of the video, leave a like. It lets me know I did an okay job making this video. And subscribe if you haven't already. Okay, guys, we got 5 days, y'all. We got 5 days to reach 200,000 subscribers. That's 5 days to get 39,000 subscribers. Tell your friends about me. It's like my boy Parappa the Rapper said, okay? You gotta believe, right? I believe. Alright, I'm done. Go drink some water and floss. I smelled that dried up plaque from across the screen, okay? Stay safe on Turkey Day tomorrow, okay? Don't be grouping up or you might catch the vid. I'll see you guys in the next episode. Have a good one.